Hey, I appreciate you guys circling back around to see what I'm up to next. I put together a seed starting rack this year, and I know there's a lot of different ways to do this. I tried to use a rack that we had already. These racks are from Costco. They're pretty inexpensive racks from Costco, and they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shelves to them. The top shelf doesn't have anything above it to mount lights to, so for starting plants, I'm just planning on the 1, 2, 3, 4 shelves. I bought these shop lights right here from Costco. Costco sells these in 2 packs for $25, and they can all be daisy chained together. So right now I have 3 sets. But as I keep planting out, if I end up using this bottom shelf, I'll get another set of shop lights for it. It's a pretty inexpensive way to go if you have a Costco and you have the membership. I did spend my money on Bootstrap Farmer supplies this year. I was tired of the throwaway cell starter trays, so I went ahead and invested in the Bootstrap Farmer setup. Because I live in Alaska, I have to get more creative with how I order. But they had this set up with the 1020 tray that doesn't have holes and the dome on Amazon, so that made my life easy. They have these humidity valves on the top so you can fine tune how much humidity you want. And these domes are quite a bit more durable, hardy, than the cheap ones you're used to with the cell starter packs that you buy from Lowe's. And the trays are also very sturdy. So I'm excited. I think everything will last me a very long time. I'm pretty easy on my stuff, so hopefully it lasts me a lifetime, but I wouldn't put that guarantee on their stuff. They don't put that guarantee on it. So the other thing I ordered from Bootstrap Farmer this year were these 72 cell air prune trays. So you can see where the soil is. I'm using a coconut coir seed starting mix that I made myself. You can check that video on my channel. I show you how I put that together. So these are nice because in Alaska, we have such a late last frost date. Our last frost date is May 24th. So this would allow me to get these plants up and running and without them being really root bound. So that's one of the risks you run of starting your plants too early, and the air pruning trays help eliminate some of that because the air that's surrounding them, you see the holes in there, there's slits around all the cells so they get lots of exposure to air, and it just naturally keeps those roots pruned back so they don't start swirling in your cells and get root bound, and then it's pointless to have started your seeds because they won't thrive even when they're in the ground after they get to that point. So I'll keep you guys posted on how well this works. I'm very excited about it. I spent a lot of money on them, but I think it will pay off in the end, especially given our set of circumstances. So I also bought the 72 cell air prune trays off Amazon, so that was very thankful to have that option. Thank you, Bootstrap Farmer. I have some more 4-packs that are bigger coming, and I had to use, because Bootstrap Farmer is expensive shipping to Alaska, so I sent those to my freight forwarder in Tacoma, and they should be here next week. So those will be for my bigger seeds like dahlias, sunflowers, those types of plants that just need the bigger cells. And I bought their 4-pack air prune trays, and you can fit 8 of their 4-packs in one of these 1020s. So you can see how I've been calculating my plants based off of how many 1020s I could fit on each shelf. So each shelf will hold 4 1020 trays, and I'll have 4 shelves. So I'll be able to fit 16 of these trays. So I have a spreadsheet going, and I just calculated how many rows that meant that I had available to me to start early. I do have a high tunnel out at my property up north, and so I'm trying to get things started a little bit early with the anticipation of being able to plant out some of my flowers in the high tunnel, and then the rest of them will go outside after that last frost date has passed. Sometimes I cheat a little bit early, but it's always risky up here in Alaska. One of the other things I added this year that I'm really thankful I did was this compressed water sprayer. So now instead of a watering can, this is way easier to wet your seeds to start out with without disrupting the seeds in the cell. Just because I also went with a precision seeder this year so I could get my seeds exactly in the middle of my cell. Yes, I know, I'm that personality where I don't like to go through all that trouble only to have my plant being growing on the side of the cell instead of in the middle. So I got this handy dandy tool. I did a review on my channel, so you're welcome to check that out. This is made by Grow More, and it's a precision seeder. So this nozzle on the end picks up one seed and allows you to place it perfectly in your cell. If you are a flower farmer and you're doing huge trays of each variety, multiple trays, then this probably isn't the tool for you. But for a home gardener like me, where this is a hobby and just for fun, I think this is going to be a great addition to my arsenal. So here's their little brochure. Check out my review. So besides being daisy chained together for the lights, I also have fans that I also bought off Amazon. So I deliberated a bunch on what type of fans to get, and in the end I just got a cheap clip fan, and I will put everything together onto a surge strip, and then I'll have that on the same timer as my lights, and so everything will be on for 12 to 14 hours a day, and I don't have to keep track of anything. So these, once the domes are off and they're ready, we'll just clip on anywhere you want onto the shelf. And if they won't fit, you could always make or have your kids do a 3D printed attachment. So my kids will be very happy to have that as a homeschool project. We are a homeschool family, so they love having little projects. These are, I'll list everything in the video, but yes, I'm a analysis paralysis type personality. So I did a bunch of looking and researching, and in the end I just decided to go with these guys. They're nice and cheap, and it should work perfectly for my scale. I'm planning on doing one fan on this side, another fan on that side, just to keep some sort of cross circulation going in the room as well. We are in my guest room, so I don't have dedicated space for this. I just moved the dresser over 4 feet. This rack is 4 feet by 2 feet. So I just moved the dresser over 4 feet and stuck it in there. So if you come to my house and you're staying in the guest room, you can keep an eye on all my starts. Oh my goodness, I am on take 1 million. I keep forgetting little things for the video. Sorry, I'm not a professional. I keep forgetting the mic. Then I forgot the attachment that goes into my phone that reads the mic. So this is take 3 for this segment. I was just going to add that we are in zone 4/5 up here in Alaska. So whatever you're starting right now might not look exactly like me, but if you're in a similar zone, I'd love to hear what you're starting in February. This is February 20th, 2025, and I only have 2 trays going right now, and most of them are all flowers. I only have 1 row that's mixed with herbs, and I did herbs, and chilies. I'm gonna try and do hot chilies this year, but only a few. I don't like to commit to a ton of something that's brand new. Well, I don't know why I said that. The flowers are kind of brand new for me, and I'm going all in with a 10 or a 20 by 40 high tunnel, but I digress. I've been gardening for a long time. I'm just now getting into flowers. Vegetable gardening in my zone in Alaska can be very disheartening, depending on your situation. If your tomatoes were root bound or a million different situations, it could be September and you're just getting your first tomatoes for the year, and a couple weeks later you get your first frost. So I'm just going to focus on flowers this year, throw in a few fun vegetables. Pumpkins were really fun last year to do in my greenhouse. I got one pumpkin, but it was really fun. And besides that, I'm just going to focus on things that are root vegetables. Those do really well in Alaska. But for flowers, this is what I have started right now. Root vegetables are something I'll start way later in the year. Right now for flowers, if you're curious, I have 2 rows of dianthus, never mind, I have 3 rows of dianthus. And so these are their carnations. They're supposed to be really fragrant. I love fragrant flowers. So that's a lot of what I focus on are fragrant flowers, showstopper flowers, flowers that I can dry, or herbal flowers. I love all those different areas to focus on. So this is digitalis. So that's my beautiful flower. You definitely don't want to eat that one. Yarrow, I love that because yarrow is a perennial up here and it's beautiful. It's great for drying and for herbal remedies. So I have 2 rows of yarrow. Then I have 3 rows of violas. I'm really excited about the violas this year so I can dry them and put them in Prosecco for my friends. I just love fun little additions like that. So I'm going to dry the violas and use them in champagne type drinks or gift them to my friends as presents. So then I also have lavender. I am not going to commit a whole lot of energy to lavender because we are not a great climate for lavender, but I thought it would be fun because I would love this. I love the smell of lavender. I love the idea of drying it and putting it in holiday wreaths. So I'm going to give that one a try. And then I have Rudbeckia. I put in 1 row right now just to see how the early Rudbeckia does. I'll start some Rudbeckia a little bit later too and kind of compare the two. And then yeah, my last row has parsley and thyme and the hot peppers. And those I'm doing for my son to see if he loves the really hot pepper spices with that rating system that I can never remember the name of. It's anyway, it's like hundreds and thousands in this rating system. So I'm going to grow some hot peppers for him just for fun. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys are growing in February in your climate. And yes, if you're in a similar climate here or if you live in Alaska, please participate in the comments. I love that give and take, hearing from other people and their experiences. Maybe you can tell me, you know, if I should do something different, if I'm going to regret planting my Rudbeckia this early. I would love to hear from you. So that's how we all grow and learn together. So thanks for joining me today in my guest room. And I hope you guys are having a good start to your growing season. I look forward to showing you how my summer goes.